Hi, my name is Senator Shafi, and my bill is on obesity and how we should restrict the amount of calories being served in the U.S. By restricting the calorie limit on foods being served to students in schools, will not only allow us to reduce healthcare spends, but will also reduce the amount of deaths being caused in the U.S. Obesity accounts for 10% of deaths and healthcare spends in the United States. That's a lot, and by lowering calories in food being served, we've actually helped ourselves by setting a better future for the next generation. By doing so, we won't have to worry about them going through all the problems of facing obesity. Study shows that obesity rates worldwide have almost doubled since 1980, accounting for over 200 million men and almost 300 million women. Combined, overweight and obesity cause at least 2.8 million deaths annually and are the fifth leading risk for death globally. This shows the amount of people that have suffered due to obesity and the number that we have lost. In addition, obesity is one of the biggest drivers of preventable chronic diseases and healthcare costs in the United States. Currently, estimates for these costs range from 147 billion to nearly 210 billion per year. This is important because in order to restrict the servings of meals that are higher than a certain calorie, we need to be able to save up and not spend so much on someone's healthcare. Not only will it affect us now, but in the future when students go into the medical field, they will know what to do and how to help us from becoming obese. Secondly, it will reduce the medical complications. By making sure there's a limit on calories being served in school allows us to make sure there are no other types of medical complications. Study shows by using NCI surveillance data estimated in 2007 in the United States, about 34,000 new cases of cancer in men and 50,500 in women were due to obesity. So not only do we get obesity, but there's a chance where we can also have cancer. This is important because if we want to restrict a certain amount of calories being served and being served, we need to make sure there's no cancer being involved with obesity, and that means exercising, eating healthy. Studies show that obesity also can lead to heart failure. This is a serious condition in which your heart can't pump enough blood to meet your body's needs. Also, diabetes is the leading cause of early death. CHD, stroke, kidney disease, and blindness. Most people who have type 2 diabetes are overweight. In this case, not only can a student die, but they can also end up with getting type 2 diabetes. And the reason for why we need to know this is because if students end up getting diabetes, their future is over. Because there will be no one to stop obesity in their generations. And studies show if we're at this rate of people becoming obese, then by the year 2030, estimates show that the continuation of existing trends in obesity will lead to about 500,000 additional cases of cancer in the United States by 2030. And if we do serve lower calorie meals in schools, then we won't have to worry about it. Third, it will help students and schools to become more smarter if they eat healthier foods. In addition, by making sure there's a certain limit on calories being served in school meals will allow us to make sure that the students are healthy and ready to learn. Studies show that more than 7.6 million students play sports during the 2010-2011 school year, an increase of nearly 40,000 students compared to 2009-2010. The organization estimates that 55.5% of all high school students play a sport. Every student in high school is a student athlete. Every one of them work out and run, so there's no need to worry about them. That almost 55 of our population that play sports. The others, on the other hand, end up not making the team, or they're just lazy. Wine has stated that for each 5 pounds above ideal weight, life expectancy is reduced about 1 year. Each time a student gains 5 pounds, it's like their life was just cut in half. And by restricting those calories, we will help us make sure that that never happens again. And for athletes, they need more calories because they burn them off from running. Studies show the average physically active man needs about 2,500 calories a day to maintain a healthy weight, and an average physically active woman needs about 2,000 calories a day. An average burger is 1,500 calories, and that's just for one meal. Imagine how much food an average student digests outside of school, which is why lowering the calorie to say 700 calories will be fine, and that could still allow the students to eat more. Thank you.